Hi everyone, I am Claire, the Paper Chef Consultant, and I am going to show you how to make a really great dinner and you could freeze this ahead of time. So I'm gonna prep it and I'll probably freeze half of it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to make a cheesy sausage ricotta pasta bake. Doesn't that sound amazing? So I'm taking Italian sausage. Now, if you do not want to use sausage, you can use whatever protein you want. Ground turkey, ground pork. You can use whatever you want, okay? I'm just kind of going by the recipe. Now, what I have going in my 12-inch cast iron skillet, I'm going to brown the sausage. I got it without the casings because that's just easier. Right, so I'm going to use my mix and chop. There is a mix and chop 1 out of every 3 homes in the United States. Crazy, right? The other thing I have going, and it does not call for it in the recipe, but I'm doing it because I find it works better. I am going to parboil some ziti. So you continue with the sausage until it's brown, about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so now what I need to do, I've browned the sausage. I'm going to take the garlic press. I'm going to add 4 cloves of garlic. You do not need to peel the garlic. Okay. I'm gonna take some basil. Calls for fresh basil. My fresh basil has seen some better days. This is oregano. About a teaspoon. Some crushed pepper, just a touch. Oh my gosh, that's really hot. Peppered, not perfect. So I'm gonna get some of that out. Whoops. A little bit more than I bargained for. And 2 teaspoons of salt. Okay, so this just sits for 1 to 2 minutes. Now while I'm doing that, take my can opener, and I have 28 ounces of whole tomatoes. I do have it with basil. This is the smooth edge can opener. Whole tomatoes. This is 14 ounces of crushed tomatoes. Now, I'm going to let this sit for 10 minutes. You want to break up the whole tomatoes. And you want to thicken this up. Sorry for the mess. Okay, So the mix and chop is great to break up these whole tomatoes. So you just want it to thicken a little bit. Sorry, I forgot. In the scheme of things, you need to add 2 bay leaves. You're gonna pluck out the bay leaves before you put in the pasta. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take, I made ziti. You can do any cut noodle. I did 1 full box. Okay, I parboiled it. You don't have to. The recipe says you can just put it in there with a cup of water. I find that it does better when you pre-cook the noodles. And I forgot to take out the bay leaves. Okay. Now I'm going to take 4 ounces of torn mozzarella. It's torn in bite-sized pieces, fresh mozzarella. You're just going to mix it all together. Oh, my Rosie is so happy because some of the, here's a bay leaf. All right, so what you're gonna do, just kind of keep stirring this up. Now what I'm gonna do, this is a super old Pampered Chef tool. You can use 2 spoons, you could use a small scooper. You're just gonna take, I take part skim ricotta. You can do whole, you could do skim. You're just gonna dollop the ricotta kind of everywhere. You probably want to use, I have to look at the recipe, but hey, more cheese is more cheese. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna top it with the rest of the mozzarella, some Parmesan, and then we're gonna bake it for about 18 to 22 minutes until it's nice and beautiful. And then you're gonna top it with fresh basil. Now, I'm gonna have to go steal some basil from my neighbor since my basil has suffered a fungus. It's very sad. Okay, all right. Now, I'm gonna take some cheese, Parmesan. This is a brand new, this is the little zester. Okay. Oh, and the oven is preheated to 425. You can use regular spaghetti sauce if you want. Do what you have and do what you have, right? You probably have these ingredients in your pantry and your fridge. So now I'm going to take my Pampered Chef timer. I'm going to go to minutes. I'm going to put it on 18 minutes to start. Okay, folks, that's it, all done. If you want it more brown, like the cheese brown, you could put it under the broiler. So you're gonna let it sit for a couple of minutes to cool down. I'm actually probably gonna freeze half of it for my dad or for myself, and I will enjoy in a little bit.